You were born into a world already at war with your nature. From the first breath you took, someone else was deciding who you should become. Your parents, well-meaning as they might have been, had expectations before you ever spoke your first word. They projected their unfulfilled dreams onto you. Society, too, was quick to label you, to funnel you through a system that manufactures obedience disguised as education. And what was the purpose of all this structure, this guidance, this noise? To mold you, not into your truest self, but into something digestible, controllable, compliant. You've never been yourself because the machinery around you never wanted you to be. This was never a mistake. It was design. Niccolo Machiavelli, though often misunderstood as a cold manipulator of truth, saw this world clearly. He did not celebrate deception. He exposed it. He understood that in every civilization, in every era, power does not tolerate unpredictability. The genuine, untamed self is unpredictable. It is dangerous. It questions. It rebels. And so, from the moment of your birth, subtle hands have pushed you away from yourself. And here's the dark beauty. You cooperated, not because you were weak, but because you were made to believe that your compliance was good. You learned to chase approval. Gold stars, likes, applause, validation. And all the while, the real you, the voice that whispered in quiet moments, was buried deeper beneath the persona they crafted for you. Machiavelli would tell you that to understand the world, you must first understand masks. Not just the ones others wear, but the one you've worn for so long that you forgot it was never your skin. That mask is your false identity, the one built on what they told you to want, how they told you to act, what they told you to fear. So let us begin again, not with the world, but with you. Who are you without the roles you've been assigned? Strip away your job title, your social identity, your religious labels, your academic achievements, your political affiliations, your fashion sense, all borrowed. Who remains? Most men never find out, because it is frightening, because there is safety in the performance, because shedding persona means confronting the void underneath. But what if that void is an emptiness? What if it's freedom? Machiavelli wrote for princes, but his truths were for any who sought power, not merely over others, but first over themselves. And power begins when you reclaim your identity from the claws of expectation. Think, how often have you said yes when you want to say no? How many times have you nodded, smiled, played along, performed? Each moment like this, each small surrender, is another nail in the coffin of your true self. They trained you to betray yourself and call it maturity. But rebellion begins in silence, in awareness. To adopt a Machiavellian mindset is not to become heartless. It is to become clear-eyed. It is to see the web of influence spun around your soul and to cut yourself free thread by thread. To recognize manipulation is not paranoia. It is awakening. The very systems that pretend to care about you are the same ones that demand your submission, cloaked in a language of love, progress, morality. You were told who to be by people who needed you to fit in. Because if you stood out, if you stood tall, it would expose how small they chose to remain. You've been taught to think in ways that serve others. Take your ambition, for example. You dream within the limits of what they told you was possible. You aspire according to the blueprint of success they fed you. But who benefits from this? Ask yourself, is your success truly yours, or is it just an approved form of servitude? Freedom does not come from rebellion alone. It comes from strategy. And here, Machiavelli's teachings become your sword. He spoke of appearing virtuous while moving with cunning. He advised that to win, you must understand both the appearance of morality and the necessity of immorality. He knew people are more moved by image than by truth. And so, if you are to regain control, you must master both. You've never been yourself, because they never wanted you to know that being yourself was power. You were easier to sell to when you were insecure, easier to manipulate when you were uncertain, easier to tame when you were afraid. So they gave you rules. Follow the path. Don't speak too loudly. Be nice. Wait your turn. Don't ask too many questions. But Machiavelli would scoff at this. He would remind you that those who rule the world do not follow its rules. They write them. You must write your own. If the system is built on illusions, let clarity be your rebellion. If the world thrives on deception, let your awareness be your weapon. But do not confuse authenticity with recklessness. Machiavelli did not advise princes to be honest. He advised them to be effective. And so you must understand, being yourself does not mean exposing your every thought, your every weakness. It means knowing your truth and deciding strategically when to reveal it and when to withhold. You do not owe your soul to a world that sold yours before you understood what was worth. You were conditioned to please, to conform, to apologize for your very existence. But the Machiavellian mindset whispers otherwise. Take back the pen. Rewrite your story. To find yourself, you must become ruthless, not with others, but with the lies you've accepted. You must interrogate every belief, every habit, every fear. Who gave it to you? What purpose did it serve? Who benefits from your obedience? They trained you to fear judgment, because judgment is the leash of society. But understand this, those who judge you are revealing their own cages. They envy freedom they never dare to claim. When you begin to shed the mask, they will resist. They will call you arrogant, cold, distant, changed. Good. Let them. Their discomfort is proof of your progress. Their confusion is a sound of the chains breaking. The self you were born to be is not safe. It is not convenient. It is not pleasing. It is powerful. And this is why they feared it. Machiavelli never asked you to become someone else. He simply revealed that the world is not fair, and those who thrive are those who see it for what it is, and move accordingly. The game is rigged. The roles are assigned. But the player who knows it's a game can still win. They didn't just want to control your actions. They wanted to own your perception. To control a man, you must make him forget who he is. But today, now, in this moment, you remember. You remember that beneath the layers of pleasing, performing, obeying, there was always a mind that questioned, a heart that resisted, a soul that refused to be tamed. You've never been yourself. That was their plan all along. But that ends now, not with a scream, not with a battle cry, but with a decision to reclaim, to remember, to rise. The prince inside you waits, not to conquer the world, but to rule your own. Begin.